Jason, you ready? Okay.
Okay. Carl Willis.
Mr. Cannon, we're not getting sound out of the X. We're working it. Thank you.
You can't hear me?
Sound. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
It's a Carl Willis. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening. Thank you, parents, teachers, and school administrators for being here tonight. I want to thank the Board of Trustees for this. And thank you, Superintendent Nelson, doing everything, well, you and your team for doing everything that you can to keep our schools open. My name is Carl Willis, and I am Vice President of the California Employees Association, Apple Valley. 30 years ago, I moved my family to Apple Valley for a better way of life. Our community welcomed us with open arms. That I decided that I must serve this community. Apple Valley is a great place to raise your children, and I'm proud to be a member of the community. Also proud to be a member of the largest, hardest working, most reliable school employee union in the United States. We currently have over 230,000 members. 100 of us are right here in Apple Valley serving the children and the community. The California School Employees Association's mission is to improve lives of our members, students, and our community. And we live up to that statement every day, all day, by providing excellent service. In 2020, at the pandemic, when we knew so little about COVID-19, our schools were closed. Our food service workers served thousands of meals to our children. Our school bus drivers delivered meals door. And now that we're back to in-person learning, our school bus drivers start their shifts as early as 5 a.m. Our district police, campus security, crossing guards, and proctors are making sure that our students have safe to school. Our food servers, nurses, paraeducators, our grounds maintenance teams, custodians, IT workers, and many more are providing a safe and healthy environment for our students. Finally, my friends, as we move forward, I promise you that CSEA will be with every step of the way. On behalf of our members, I'd like to thank the community for the opportunity to serve you. May God bless you, and may God bless we town of Apple Valley.
Derek Castellanos. Is Derek Castellanos here? Oh. And after Derek will be June Cripple. After.
Derek, are you asking these to be passed out to the board now?
Yeah, thank you. The first and only other time I spoke before you, I wore a Mariana blue along with my AVUSD shirt, symbolizing the lack of distinction between the teachers and the district. I believe then and still believe now that we ought to work toward a common goal rather than against each other. After that speech, not disappointed. The AVUSD came together, district negotiators, to work out a fiscally responsible plan that respects teachers. Because of this, as a member of the Apple community and a member of AVUSD and a member of AVUSD, I would like to share a concern and a request tonight with well-founded hope. My concern is evident in all of us in this room tonight. There's a growing divide in this nation. The divide did not begin in our local communities, but rather from the dictates of those who rule over us from on high. Because they legislate so far, they never ever have to live with consequences of the turmoil cause at the local level as we try to enforce or carry out their dictate. The community that really feels they had no voice or representation in the matter. Recently, our president delivered a speech that essentially consists of two parts. Declared the vaccine a miracle, highly effective at preventing hospitalization from COVID. And the second part declared 80 million unvaccinated as an evil in our midst, endangering those who do the right thing and have been vaccinated. Therefore, he declared we must now mandate all companies with over 100 employees must require employees to be vaccinated. The inherent contradiction of these two declarations aside, my immediate concern here is unnecessary division that's created between Americans. Our own governor was ahead of our president, declaring weeks ago that October 15th, all teachers would be required to be vaccinated or submit to weekly testing. Now, before the first mandate has even taken effect, he has declared that as soon as he can mandate all students K through 12 to be vaccinated, he will remove the testing option for teachers. AVUSD's position is to respect the dignity of all its members, as well as the broader community on both sides of this unnecessary divide. AVUSD is for the vaccine and supports its members in the community in having access to it, as well as other PPE they feel will help them. Likewise, AVUSD supports its members in the community's right to choose whether the vaccine is an appropriate measure for them to take. The issue lies in the idea that those who choose for any reason to remain unvaccinated are being threatened loss of their jobs for teachers, educational opportunities for students. So here's my request. Our request is this: work with the Apple Valley Teachers Union to seek ways to protect all teachers and students. We acknowledge and greatly appreciate the efforts of AVUSD to help all teachers get vaccinated who wanted vaccinated. We ask now that you partner with us to protect teachers and Apple Valley students who choose to not be vaccinated from losing their jobs and being prevented from attending school. We aren't asking you to sacrifice your jobs or break a law or even blaming you for that matter. I know where this lies. From on high.
Time's up. Thank you.
Thank you.
And after this will be Ricky Toe.
Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
So after this will be Rick Otto.
Can you turn it up? I don't think it's even working to be honest.
Not working.
Oh. It's not working. See if you tap on it, it's not working now.
It's Human Snyder. Sorry.
Do you have? Because when you tap on it, you can hear it.
Yeah, pause it. You can hear it. Got it.
Well, I'm tapping it, so if it does go on, you're in. Use hers.
So far, it's been a while. Get one of them.
Mic check. Just down a little, go on.
Mic check.
Stream is hearing it.
Can you guys hear me? So I gotta hold it like this?
Okay, will you go ahead, please?
Okay. Last Friday, a parent's worst nightmare just came true. It was bad enough when Newsom and CDPH went beyond CDC guidelines and mandated masks for students, even though there's overwhelming evidence of ineffectiveness and harm. Schools push testings on healthy students was proven to be unnecessary, invasion of privacy and discriminatory. Schools implicating quarantine protocols of the healthy, even though there is evidence this makes any difference, becoming now the new school shutdown for depriving children of their education. And now undated COVID shot, I do not consider it a vaccine. Vaccines actually work and have long-term studies for their safety and efficacy. Mandated for the least vulnerable population, 0.008%, almost zero mortality for our kids. My son is at more risk from dying from a car accident on the way to school than from COVID. Newsom, the champion of COVID-19 vaccines, just days before the student mate was fighting for prison guards not to be vaccinated. I guess when you donate $1.5 million to his recall campaign, you get special privileges. I wish kids had that kind of money. Nobody knows how they will respond to this vaccine. Like all medications and side effects. Unfortunately, recorded in Sonoma County just recently, there was already one verified child death due to this vaccine. A young, healthy 16-year-old boy now gone. And now, with this vaccine being mandated, I'm afraid it won't be the last. There are also studies out showing, among other things, effects particularly on young boys' hearts causing myocarditis. And I could go on. What I want to know is, what is the district going to do to stand up for the safety of our kids? So far, you guys don't have a good track record. Will you continue to be good little sirs for a governor who only cares about a political victory vaccine lap, knowing that potentially you'd be sentencing a child to death? You say there are exemptions, which by law you have to honor. Speaking from experience, in the end, will you say you can't accommodate the huge flux of kids with additions? You lack resources? And what exactly is being done with all the COVID money? Is that set aside for students to accommodate them when families, once this mandate goes into effect? What about when they try to take the personal belief exemptions away? We are scared and we're desperate and we are looking for solutions, but we're organized. Our group is getting bigger and bigger. Parents are willing to put kids from this district. Are you prepared for a mass exodus of students, teachers? Do whatever it takes to protect our children. And we elected you to do the same.
Thank you. And Audrey is next. Audrey Burrow.
Thank you for having me. My name is Rick Ardito, a business owner and tenured professor. My kids were enrolled in AVUSD, but we put them on homeschool after the distance learning debacle in the spring of 2020. We'd love to re-enroll them, but we can't under the current paradigm. We have over 200 million Americans vaccinated, but death and infection rates are nearly 3 times were a year ago when no one was vaccinated. Current COVID vaccines aren't stopping the spread. Recent university outbreak included 204 people. Only 8 were vaccinated. The rest were fully vaccinated. In August, 27 passengers aboard the Carnival Vista cruise all tested positive, all fully vaccinated. Since we know the vaccine isn't preventing infection, spread of the disease, vaccine message has pivoted to protecting against severe illness. The problem with that is that children, statistically speaking, don't need protection from severe COVID. The CDC's own study looked at hospitalization of kids above 17 years old from January through April. Hospitalization was about 1.5 per 100,000. Conversely, 18 to 40-year-old adults had hospitalization rates of 8.8 per 1,000, and adults 50 to 64 were 5.8 per 100,000. So we're 0.015% for kids, and no kids in that group died from January through April. Simply put, these kids don't need this vaccine to prevent hospitalization. Their immune systems are already doing that. And the vaccine preventing infection spread. So why should they take the risk of getting the first messenger RNA vaccine ever for use on human beings? Long-term effects are unknown, and short-term issues are presenting themselves more and more. Not only are they ineffective, they aren't proven safe, particularly for young boys and men. A study by Hogue et al. From August 30th showed boys 12-15 were at a higher risk adverse cardiac events from mRNA vaccines, that's Pfizer and Moderna, than they were of serious infection. Just yesterday, Sweden paused the use of the Moderna vaccine for people under 30 because of risks of myo and pericarditis. This board may not join you in this fight. History says they probably won't, but you can still win. If they force you to vaccinate your kids, homeschool, join an 9K through 12 program. When teachers unions see the threat of job losses and membership losses and dues losses, they will panic and join you in this fight. If your state representatives aren't helping you in this fight, it's time to replace them. We need people who will help us in this fight. This is our kids' future. It's their health. And we mean it when we say that. My kids won't be back, and it's assured.
Alrighty, well, my name is Borath, and before we get started, I'd like to open with prayer. Lord, guide us, guide this panel, this community, and our nation. Lord, we pray for answers, and we pray for an avenue for these people stressing decisions in your almighty and sovereign name. Amen. I'm here to find out where this panel of supposed community workers stands. We would like to know why you took this position, if not stand behind the parents, teachers, and students in this room right now. On good authority that these people are not for you guys. We are well aware of the scathing comment, derogatory remarks by this board behind closed doors. Parents, teachers, staff, students, do you support people in power? Correct me if I'm wrong, but if it's quite easy to recall board members, we not recall members, place them with we the people, and vote Renee out? I'm not versed in these words, but we have been working on this subject as we speak. Please look for more information. Our huge group website, do-not-comply.net. As we all know, it is not law. Could you imagine if they mandated everyone be in healthy BMI to participate in society because that's for their health, the vaccine, right? No, that would be unconstitutional, just like our situation. Remember the old mantra, my choice, I guess in this circumstance. A mandate does not make a legislature does, unless there is a state of emergency in which we have one. If you allow the government to break law because of an emergency, they will create an emergency to break the law. By the way, go look for yourself on the COVID dashboard for AVUSD. Today on their site shows 45 total cases, with a total enrollment of nearly 15,000 people on campus. 45. They're masking your children. They're making them test. They're making them get a vaccine for 45 cases out of 14,000. Speaking of the mandates that you all consider law, the quarantine rule for 10 days, or it is now. My question is, are these students who are not allowed to come on campus due to mandatory quarantining, are they being allowed to attend sporting events? Do you have someone each event checking the quarantine list? I'm going to assume the answer is no. So they require us to follow the lawless mandates for mass testing and vaccines. Are you not breaking the law by not checking people coming on your campus for sporting events also? What it comes down to, community members, is you using this evil government indoctrination system. Pull your pressure out, leave, whatever your position may be. These people are most definitely not for you, but are against you. I'd also like to acknowledge the Hesperia City Council, Hesperia Parks and Rec District, and Lucerne Valley Districts are fighting with us among the now thousands of community members and school members. We are in the workings of creating a whole system free to this of nonsense, and these people who cannot care less you. They will stand with us like the other districts that I'm sure you guys have seen. Marietta, Hemet, Long Beach.
Thank you.
Yep.
I have a card here for a Diane. Diane, we need your last name.
It's
H-R-A-V-A. H-R-A-B.
A-K, pronounced Bravo. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Hello, board members. Thank you for allowing me tonight. I can only guess how hard your guys' job. At a pandemic, and I'm sure it's much harder, especially this last year. So God bless you guys and what you do, and I pray that you do the right thing. I'm a Christian and a patriot. I'm a concerned citizen and a grandmother. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a mathematician, so I don't have statistics. But I have 11 beautiful grandchildren, not in this district, in other districts. So I hope that I can appeal to your consciences tonight, because I'm sure that you are all parents and grandparents, and I'm sure you love them like I do mine. My focus tonight, though, is not on you, and it's me. It's on the beautiful babies that need all of us. When I pick up my grandchildren from their school, the very first thing I do is take that mask off their. And you know why? Because they come to me and they say, Grandma, I can't breathe with this on. It breaks my heart. What that does to a grandmother's heart, it just breaks my heart. The teachers and staff, they have a really hard job because they love babies just like their own. And they love what they do, love their professions. They worked hard to where they're at. So here's the thing. God's created us with something that's called an immune system. And these babies, they cannot build up an immune system. These masks on their faces. Their little noses and their mouths are covered constantly. And we know how kids are. They're little germ carriers. So, these masks are not always the cleanest. I don't COVID lightly. I've lost personally lost family members, friends to COVID or complications from COVID. I myself, I have personal firsthand knowledge of how money is spent in school districts. I worked in another school district close by, and I was clerk for the superintendent of admin services. I know where the money comes from. I know how it's spent. Please don't tell me it's not money. In conclusion, I would like to just say, the Apple Valley Unified School District website states, proudly preparing students for their future. What kind of a future will these babies have if you, the board, vote these mandates in? Masks, vaccines, all these things are coming up, and then it's going to get worse. I pray that you do the right thing. I pray that tonight, when you lay your head on your pillow, think about all these words that these parents have spoken to you. So God bless you guys. I hope you do the right thing. Thank you.
Judge Mallet. Who did you have? No. Nicole will be next.
I think it's important for the people that are watching online and people that are aware of what's going on right now is the school board put the people of Apple Valley into a smaller room because they don't want a nuisance in the larger gym that's going on over here. So we currently have people screaming at the front door to allow us to be heard. So I just wanted that to be noted. These school board meetings are for the people, and I call below on the excuse to use a smaller room rather than the larger room for audio purposes. This microphone right here wasn't working earlier. I call this to be discrimination against residents of Apple Valley and the local taxpayers. There's actually a section right here that this lady gave in section 4900 that this is discrimination to the town of Apple Valley. So that should be noted too. Also, I look at you guys wearing a mask, and it was your guys' decision to put us in the smaller room. So I don't know why you're wearing a mask if COVID-19 is killing people. This is ridiculous. You guys look like fools. I didn't come here to point a finger and call you guys fools, but this is ridiculous. You look like fools, straight up. So the reason I'm here, let's see if I can get this in. I got a minute and a half. My daughter was physically assaulted on the basketball courts at the Sitting Bull Academy. My daughter was set up by a so-called friend of hers. This little girl playing the role of Don King. So the fight was promoted and held by Sitting Bull Academy and the Apple Valley Unified School District. This girl yelled at my daughter she wanted to fight. My daughter responded no and walked away. As my daughter walked away, she was punched in the back of the head. It took security several minutes, and the girl went to the office where my daughter received an ice pack. The other girl received a tiny 2-day suspension. This guy's not even looking at him. He's on his cell phone. Put your phone down. Disrespectful, man. What I'm currently teaching my children and myself at Gracie School of Jiu-Jitsu, the next time anyone tries to physically attack myself or anyone in my family, these are the steps we're going to take. First, we always avoid a physical fight. We use our and walk away. We run away from the, but if we are struck in the back of the head while we do what is necessary to defend ourselves. The first option is to put the attack of submission until security arrives. At that point, security guards to call police, put the person in handcuffs, and place them under arrest. California rules are need to change. Starting today, I'm going to be an advocate for self-defense and change the rules of retaliation into self-defense. My children will not be assaulted again. My children will defend themselves, and they will not be punished for doing so. That's it.
Good evening. I'm my name's Nicole, and I'm an employee here at Apple Valley Unified, and I've been so for about 5.5 years now. I love working for Apple Valley Unified because I've worked with some of the best people. For 5 years, I worked in human resources. Some of the best people that I've ever met made me feel completely welcome, where we serve the public together with compassion, grace, and love. We had a purpose, and we served it well. But for some reason, over the past 18 months, I feel that culture has changed. See, I believe we're in a war that's going to not look like a war. It is divisive. It causes a segregation. It causes hate, and it pins one side against another without any rationalization of what's happening. I'm a parent of a vaccine-injured child. It's a choice that I made that I will always regret the rest of my life. See, I made that choice in order to come work here because I thought that was for the greater good, where I could be at home with my children and working 12-hour night shifts like I have done for the 12 years prior to working here. Me and my husband have 6 children. That was pretty hard raising half asleep. And so that made me have to make the decision to go against my beliefs of vaccinating my children before the age of 5. He's the youngest of our 6, and I didn't vaccinate any of the other ones before the age of 5 because I have a medical background. I know that the brain develops within the first 5 years of life. It's quite ironic that they're talking about approving vaccines for 5 to 11. There's a medical reason for that they won't go younger. So I made this decision against my better instincts, and my son has suffered for it for the 3.5 years with medical intervention and no acknowledging of the fact that the reactions came from the vaccine. I'm not an anti-vax person, I promise you that. Like I said, my other children are vaccinated, but received 0 help Western medicine. We've seen every dermatologist there was, went to ER multiple times, and my skin was literally falling off body and oozing proteins. His labs were out of I don't even have the word. You can see I don't have the speech in front of me. I probably 5 times and stopped it. Where are the people that care about parents that actually have a reason for fearing this brand new biologic that is being represented, that we have to take it in order to save others? Where is the representation for parents that actually have a legitimate reason? There's no representation, and that has to stop.
As previously stated, inappropriate conduct, disturbance, or willful interruption of any board meeting shall not be permitted. Persistence by an individual or group shall be granted for the chair to terminate the privilege of addressing the meeting. At this time, the board requests removal of the disruptive person and orders the room to be cleared if this continues. Nicole Hoover. Oh, she just spoke. Joey Luck. After
Good
the
everyone
is
and
Gabe
members of the
Lovato.
My name is Joey Luke, and I'm a lifelong resident of the High Desert. Currently have 3 children enrolled in AVUSD and one who has graduated from here. Tonight, I'm not here just to support the freedom to choose what chemicals go into my child's body to address an issue that's going on at Sitting Bull Academy. It's just recently come to mention that my 7th grade at Sitting Bull Academy is sexually bullied by another boy. This boy has approached my son in the bathroom and told him he needed to go into stall so he can rail him. This is a term that they use these days for rape. He has also approached him 2 other times on campus, told he was going to come into my home to rail my son. I have a personal experience with this. My oldest son who was in 2nd grade, at the time, he's now rated, was sexually assaulted and orally raped on AVUSD property. He had to go to court. He was too terrified to tell us. The only reason why we found out is because a detective was to talk to my husband when he picked him up. Sorry. You don't need to have it. How could you, this happen? How would you feel if this happened to your innocent child? This is a traumatic experience that is a lasting effect on physical well-being, and there's a name for it: adverse experiences. No one should have to be a victim when there is a way to protect our children. It's come to my attention that parents are having similar experiences, that I'm in the same instances of bullying in the form of sexual assault and intimidation. These other parents being told by the principal that his hands are tied. This is unacceptable. The primary job of is to ensure all children are safe and have the ability to free an appropriate education. Instances of the behavior permeating through the campus, action taken by adults, teaching the bully that he can get away with it. When no action is taken to stop something in society, that's it as status quo. There's actually an ed code written into address, which you guys are all familiar with, about bullying. Ed code 40800, and it defines bullying. Everybody, you guys can look. I have a lot of it on here, but I don't have enough time. These threats definitely qualify as bullying according to the principal's hands are tied. He can make an difference. I implore you to open the investigation as to these threats made to my son and others, to take action to ensure that all children will be safe on your campus. It alarms me as to where this bully has learned that this talk and behavior is acceptable. Either his home life needs to be investigated, or he needs psychiatric help because he's becoming a predator.
Thank you.
This board doesn't change.
Gabe Lovato. Gabe Lovato is not here. While Gabe is coming, is Taylor here?
Can we address that there's no audio for the public?
The Brown Act is allowed to participate in these meetings.
$300 people are in the other room audio.
We should probably all over again.
Is
That's why they're doing it here.
Taylor Carr here?
Nobody can say his name.
Taylor Carr or Gabe Lovato?
Never have to time. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah.
It's next, so that we can get
Nothing worse. Graduation, you had to have a card, graduation.
If Chris Lance is here, please get ready because he'll be next after Gabe Lovato. After Taylor Carr. Sorry. Yeah, you could. Yeah, you can because the person is not here yet.
He has to walk all the way around.
Let him
He
speak.
can't walk all the way around to get here.
He'll speak when he comes.
That's fine. Hello, everyone. My name is Taylor Carr. A lot of me as your local delivery guy out here. I told them to attend preparatory. I first thought about ending this because of other issues, but I first planned to be here to speak up because of my traumatizing experience of being bullied, and not being able to recognize who did it because of a mask I had on their head. They can't tell who is or what's going on because of it. And they asked them about camera. Do you have video footage of it? You guys have signs saying you're under video surveillance. And I asked about it, and they said, we don't know where the cameras are set up. A lot of them are dummy cameras. You have dummy cameras, kids that are getting molested and raped at school. And what else is going on? That's not right. Have the cameras, get rid of the dummy cameras. Get the cameras out there so you can see what's going on. Because some little boy put hands on my daughter and twist her arm behind him, and they can't do nothing about it. That's not right. And I know you can afford to do the cameras because see what I deliver guys. All the shooters and everything. They're expensive. Just get the cameras going so our kids are safer at schools. And the whole mask thing, she could have recognized who it was if he didn't have to have the mask face. All I'm asking for is put the money towards the kids and their safety. All this issue could have been done and over with, because I've had to talk to my principal multiple times, and there's nothing happening because they're like, we can't recognize them, we can't this, we can't that. If the cameras were working, you guys say on the fences, you're under surveillance. You guys could have found out who was putting hands on my daughter. And the cameras with other people, with the bullying going on there. If they had the cameras and if they didn't know who it was, the cameras would have caught it. I get recorded every day at work, dropping packages. I am held accountable for that. And we hold you guys accountable putting cameras in our school to keep our kids safe. Because if not, a lot of people, their kids out of here for the mandate of the mask, the mandate of the vaccine, and not keeping our children safe. And I know a lot of you guys on the board, teachers, friends, principals, teachers. I've been you guys since I was a little kid. I don't like speaking in public, so you know this is very sensitive to me right now. So can you guys please do something about that? And I'm not really here to talk about vaccines and all that stuff. Everybody else can tell that. I came here before I knew this thing was going on to talk about the bullying going on in our school.
Is Gabe here now? Gabe Lovato.
Gabe?
It's Gabe Lovato.
Hi there, I'm Gabe Lovato. I'm calling to speak about the issue with the boy going into the girl restroom. I'm a concerned parent. I have 2 years ago there. I was told that it wasn't a transgender issue. So that kind of brings the question is, what is the boy doing in the girls' restroom? And I can appreciate the point where you guys can't express what's happened. I get that. So you can hear a lot of ifs, right? So if this happened, right, what are we about it? Is this the first time that happened? If this happened, are there other people that have been victimized? Is there victimizing going? We don't know the answer to those things. If this happened at the elementary school level, this boy not belong on the junior high side. He should be at a school where it's not mixed with a campus with elementary school kids. Should not be there. At the same time, this kid cannot be cast aside. Is an issue. Let's now get him some psychology, get him a counselor, get something the board will help this kid. Because we're going to be here in a few years with another incident of this happening again, and that's okay. This is not okay. And I hope that you guys are taking this serious, because from what I just heard earlier, this is way worse than I even imagined. What I was going to say, I had nothing to do with this, but what I'm hearing is way worse than what I've been told. Way worse. Thank you for your time.
Chris Lonsek.
Good evening. I'm here tonight to bring the board members' attention to all you here, but an ongoing problem here at City Bowl Academy. He's been going on for about a month or so with regards to 8th grade male student going into the girls' restroom and groping, trying to have away with him. That's not how. That's not it. It's wrong. You guys know the right and wrong thing to do. And right now, you guys are doing wrong, not taking action against this issue. The other parents here that have this issue, I didn't know that till just now. You parents standing up here talking about that. I thought I was going to be the one bringing this issue up. Pat, I reached out to you last. You did a good job talking to me about. Hey, talk to Mr. Harrison. He's the guy boots on down. That's your words. I called him. He said that pretty much, well, they're going to monitor him. They're going to escort him to the restroom if needed. So what's going to happen when he needs the restroom during a class and no parents there, or there's no staff because maybe for COVID, they're a little bit slow, or they're just down on manpower. So you don't have enough manpower right now to cope with this problem, because why? People could be out for COVID. So what's this boy do? He's in the restroom. Staying there for a while. Is he in the right restroom? Probably not. He may be girls' restroom. Oh, wait, it's time for the younger kids. They're gonna come on in. Well, this has all happened several different times. This is what I've heard from my 7th grader coming to me saying that he doesn't feel safe at school because of what's going on. That's a problem. Mr. Harrison, when I spoke to him, he said safety was number one priority. Doesn't seem like it. If this is still going, and other parents are talking about it, and you guys are aware of it. This boy is showing signs of predatory behavior at a young age. I don't know his background. We don't know his background, okay? So there's been an evaluation process, right? But he's been going through an evaluation to get on campus. Like he needs to be reevaluated. So hopefully this doesn't happen again. An ongoing problem. Doesn't look you guys, does it? No. And people are talking about parents pulling their kids out of school. Pulling. Yeah. That's just the least of you guys' worries, really. So we bring our kids to Apple Valley Unified School District to learn, to thrive, and kids can't do these types of things. We even go to the restroom safe. They can't even they're getting bullied and all that. That's wrong. That's not good. So what am I going to have to parent? Send my kid to school with pepper spray to defend herself? Teach her how to fight? And what's going to happen with them?
Thank you.
What's going to happen to the kid once my group?
Thank you. Your time's up.
Or somebody, self-defense, and it knocks that kid out. What's going to happen? They're going to be the victim. They're going to be the victim.
As previously stated, sir, will you go back and have it, please? Your time's up. And Litchfield. Benfield.
Might be in the other room.
Ben Litchfield. Is Chris Castillo here?
Send one of the comments.
Cameron Gregg. Thank you.
Yeah. Good evening, members. I come to you as a concerned resident, and my kids don't go to this district. They go to this district, and many of you know me or see me within the community, various activities. One thing that I'm asking for you, by striking out these folks in your community, is wrong. I understand from the perspective I'm on the lens of you, just like everybody, board members here as well, and I understand that this is an agendized item. It definitely should be an agendized item held in a place to accommodate everybody's voice here. I hope that everybody is heard tonight. I know that your guys' policies are different, and I understand that and respect that. Job tonight is not easy by any means, and moving forward. But I'm here to tell you that you don't have to submit to these vaccine mandates coming down. Look at how California operates. They go against federal laws, not just mandates, frequently, and that's acceptable. You as leaders have the opportunity here to take the stand. There are many community leaders that are taking the stand. Reach out past the of your district. Come talk to residents in this area. Talk to community leaders through various aspects. You will have support. I told this to the Hesperia School District over there. You have support. I will support you personally on this. If you guys take a stand and do what's right, not allowing this mandate for vaccines to affect our students. It doesn't stop with right now 12 and over. We're already Pfizer that they're trying to get the 5 through 11. With plans to go lower than that by the end of the quarter. This is on their own website. I encourage you and implore you to make sure that everybody's voice is heard. Reach past the boundaries of your districts. As I'm here tonight speaking to you, requesting these things. Make sure everybody's heard. Reach out to me. If you don't have my phone number, I know some of you, pass it along. Share. Let's get together on this. Have constructive conversations about this. With that, thank you.
We're going to take a quick recess to make sure that the audio is working.